Hello YouTube, this is Superperson and I'm back to make another video. I had a question from a commenter who asked me a very particular problem, and I understand that this problem the commenter has is a hard one. They are a starseed or an alienkin, however you want to call it, and they had a question of how do you tell someone you're a starseed, that you're an alien, but you don't maybe know exactly which one. You're still figuring it out. And that is a very challenging question. And I definitely feel like, although I'm not a starseed nor a alien fictionkin, I will try my best to answer your question. So, to answer this, I asked my husband for help because although he is a Tigertherian, he also has a little bit of a starseed thing going on. It's been happening for years and years. So I asked him, how would he answer it to someone? Because I know it's a very touchy subject for him. And he said, in his own opinion, was, quote, honestly, I wouldn't tell anyone, he said, unless I absolutely needed to, because I know it's one of the hardest things to explain. He said, if you have to explain it, he said, I would explain it in a way that's coming off as casual. Don't try and scare them away with like heavy explanation or big words or lots of dialogue. Explain it in a very casual way, as not to overburden them with information and make them think that you're crazy. He said, obviously, he said I'd avoid it at all costs, but if you need to, that's the way he would handle it. Try and explain it in a casual way that is simplified so they might understand, end quote. So that's what he said, basically. Now, here's what I will say. I will say that, yeah, that's very challenging. I also agree with my husband that you really shouldn't tell anyone about it unless absolutely necessary. But that's kind of how I feel about other canon theory and stuff anyway. For me, I'm not going to go to work and tell everyone at work that I'm a dragonkin, because it doesn't affect them. I'm not going to go to my family and tell them unless it's absolutely necessary they know. So let's just say you're telling someone you need to tell, a significant other, a loved one, a child that you have, I don't know, whoever you need to tell. So you need to tell this person, but you're not sure how. I would say start off with perhaps telling them that maybe start off with saying, do they believe in aliens? Start with a really casual conversation. I agree with my husband on that. Just start with start it at nighttime maybe. Go outside with them. Talk about the stars, the planets, whatever. And then talk about the fact, other intelligent life might exist. Start there. See how they feel about that, what they say. Now, if you're talking to someone that's a hardball and they say, aliens don't exist, I don't think they exist, that's ridiculous, we're the only intelligent life in the whole entire universe. Well, if that's how they start the conversation, I would stop and reevaluate if I want to even mention this to the person. Because if there's such a hard stance on even just the fact aliens may exist, I don't know how well they take you saying that you might be an alien. So, or an alien kin, was an alien at one point or whatever. But let's say they started off with, yeah, maybe aliens exist, or they're interested in, or maybe they do believe aliens exist in other planets. That's when you can sort of say, hey, do you, this may be crazy, but do you believe in reincarnation or something like that? And now I don't know your particular way, commenter, if you're a mental kin, you believe you're an animal alien because of mental wiring in the brain, or you're a spiritual person, a spiritual kin where you believe you're reincarnated and you hold a piece of your past into you now, so your soul remembers what you were. So I'm a spiritual kin, right? So I believe in the fact that I was a dragon in my past life. That's why I'm a dragon kin now, because my soul still remembers being a dragon. I'm still very connected with that. But if you're a mental person, you'd have to describe it as hey, what do you think about, I've always felt really strong with, space, and this is how I feel about aliens, and I kind of feel inside of me that I should be an alien, and you can explain how maybe it's just your mind coming up with this sort of feelings. How you explain it in that moment is up to you. I don't know how exactly you feel about being an alien or a starseed, but just try and describe it the best way you can. I do agree, do not overburden them if they seem overwhelmed. Do not throw a bunch of information at them. Start slow, see how they take it. Now going to the spiritual stuff, if you're a spiritual person, like I said, start off with reincarnation. Do you believe in reincarnation? I feel that when someone dies, your soul is reconstructed or whatever you believe in and becomes a new thing. The energy transforms. And you get like, yeah, I feel like maybe, a long time ago in a past life that I might have been on a different planet. I might have been an alien of some kind. I didn't live on Earth. And you can explain how you're still discovering it and figuring it out. And just like I said before, kind of go based on how they're taking it. If the person you're telling seems like wide-eyed, like, okay, all right then, alien, you stop. You go, oh, okay, I see this is a little too much for you. I'll come back to this in a little bit. I wanted to just tell you because it's something very important to me. That's what I would say. Just take it slow. There's no reason you need to tell someone immediately like all the facts and dump it on them. Even if you're dating this person, start slow, see how they feel about it. The next day or next week, continue the conversation, bring it up again, or maybe they will bring it up. The best thing ever is you start this conversation, they actually ask you more about it days later. They go, hey, remember the other night when you talked about like feeling like you were an alien or in space? That's really interesting. Could you tell me more about that? If that was the case, that'd be probably the bing bing like best situation ever, right? Is that they're now interested in it and you don't have to force the information on them so much as they're now asking for the information. So just like I said, just take it slow. Start slow, try and describe it the best you can, knowing what you know. You can explain to them you don't know all the answers. And you can leave out things you don't think they need to know in the beginning and see how they feel about it. So I definitely, commenter, think that being a starseed is probably one of the more challenging things to explain to someone. The easiest thing, though I'm not saying, Therians have it the easiest. I believe that, okay, kind of. I believe that being a Therian is probably the easiest of all the things because at least the animals they are terrestrial animals, things you could see on Earth, that live on Earth, have lived on Earth. I believe that otherkin like dragonkin, griffins, mermaids, whatever else, I believe we have it a little bit harder because it's hard to be taken seriously when you're saying you're something that is in fiction or something that no one's seen on the planet. So, but then on top of that, you have alienkin and stuff, and that to me is even harder because now you're saying you're an alien in space and stuff, and that's, it's very challenging. And I think all of us, Therians, otherkin, everything, it's always challenging to tell someone what you are. And I know it's an important part of you. And you want to talk about it. I definitely agree that talking about it is a great and wonderful thing. Leaving all these thoughts and feelings bottled up about who you are is damaging. It hurts, and you feel alone and isolated. If you need to tell someone about it, just take it slow, take it casually, and just feel it out. And hopefully, it goes well. So that is my take on it. I hope that this was helpful, and if you have any more questions on that subject, please let me know. If you want, because my husband is somewhat of an alienkin, I'm not going to go into that. That's his own thing. He's sort of a starseed himself in a regard. If you want him to come onto the camera and answer that maybe more clearly, I'm sure I can ask him to come back. So, yeah, that's about it. So, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope I answered your questions. And if you have any more questions about anything regarding Therians, otherkin, saltwater, reef tanks, lucid dreaming, dragonkin, blah, 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 please leave a comment down below. I promise I read every comment, and I will try to answer it in an upcoming video. Thank you guys for watching, and have a super day.